Boy, I can't wait to go to sleep for 6 hours and then want to blow my head off because my face looks androgynous. Let's try this new challenge called the Try Not to Look Androgynous challenge. I'll go first. You ever go into like a public space, like a gym with a big mirror, where you can see yourself next to others and you realize how weird you actually look? Before they had mirrors, someone would just have a nose shaped like an RCXD and that would be their life. Now you can look in a mirror and see how much of an albino, bow-legged man-woman you really are. And you can really understand why other people cross the street when they see you. Or it could be from just a general, unpredictable, autistic aura. But whatever it is, that doesn't really change the outcome. Enough about how I've been doing. How's it going for you? Do you ever think about the perfect time in your life where you should have killed yourself? May 23. A simpler time when you had fewer things going for you and less people who cared. When your death would have had a much lower collective impact on the community and economy around you. Dating's such a blast. I just figure it's a matter of time before I find someone that doesn't realize how schizophrenic I am, before they develop feelings for me and get trapped, so something to look forward to. I read somewhere that dating apps reduce humans to a commodity, which is something that I really resonated with. I feel like it's happening so often where we have these people or these young men or women in society that are on these dating apps so much that they just become incredibly jaded with interacting with other people and just withdraw from society overall or altogether. Why are we here if it's not for each other? We're at the point where if someone doesn't see you in real life, or even if they do, you're not like a real person to them if they can't like feel your presence. Like you could say there are people in Idaho that died. Like, are there really? Are there really people in Idaho that died? I don't know any of them. How does that affect me? Am I supposed to be sad about every little thing? It's like a double-edged sword because you can't feel bad about everything. You just be miserable your whole life. But at the same time, like, it is people on the other end of it. So it's kind of a hard. It's hard. Dating is hard. Empathy is hard. I do think it, like by your mid-20s, if you haven't had some kind of serious relationship that is, regardless of who you are, kind of like a red flag, that means there is something inherently wrong with you. There's something wrong with you in the sense of like the attributes of your character do not lend themselves to being with someone else. Does that make sense? That could be completely wrong, and I'm just like a fucking rambling, sitting in his fucking apartment, like losing his mind. In 9th grade, my teacher said I support sweatshops because I like cheap Nike shoes. Yeah, I guess I do. Do you want me to feel bad about it? Fuck you, Mr. Yeah. Maybe I do like decent quality shoes at a relatively cheap price that are made by people who get a relatively low wage in a faraway place. Does that make me a worse person? Is Greta Thunberg a bad person if you catch her rocking some Nikes? If I ever do a boxing match, it will be against Greta Thunberg. I would like to get Greta on anabolic steroids for about 2 years minimum. I want her to look like one of those Brazilian MMA boy ladies where their face looks like someone else's face that they cut off and sewed onto their face. Send a bomb to their house is always the answer. Many social dilemmas would be much simpler if the US Postal Service just started allowing bombs to be shipped through their service. I'm sure if you went on Alibaba, you could find one and just send it to your favorite politician with little to no effort. Personally, I'm more of an Etsy enjoyer myself, handcrafted with care. You know, I bet Ted Kaczynski would have found joy in selling artisan explosives to schizophrenics of the modern age. Living in the city takes years off your life because 6 to 8 a.m. on the weekend is the only time where there's generally any peace. Like, there has to be some explanation of why there's a shooting outside Lou Malnati's, and a family just can't go and have like a large deep dish pizza and then have diarrhea before the bill comes without getting shot in the chest. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about it, but just like there's no moment of the day where you can just like fucking relax. Like you wake up, you fucking wake up, you go outside, there's like a homeless guy slumped over outside of your apartment. It doesn't matter where you live. You can live in a nice area. Homeless guy slumped over on fentanyl, just like pants around his ankles, shit on the ground. You walk around him, go to the gym. That's the most normal part of the day because that's somewhere where you have to pay like a significant amount of money consistently. You go to work or sit in your apartment, however you work, and it's just like constant like graining noise of like other people and like dogs barking and just like people like honking and having like high blood pressure. Like, were we supposed to sit at a desk and like listen to dogs like yell at each other for 10 hours a day and then go home and then sit in an apartment where it's like you can only hear honking outside the street and like people like fucking kicking cars or some shit? Like, this is not a normal living like this level of stress is not normal. Marissa Ayers looks like the perfect candidate to fold up into a suitcase and throw off a bridge. I challenge you to look at a picture of Marissa Ayers and tell me that she doesn't say the N-word freely. I mean, I would never, personally. What if I spike the civilian water stream with toxic levels of beta-alanine to make everyone feel bugs crawling around under their skin? Who's schizophrenic now? I'd be cooking industrial amounts of rice in the dishwasher and eating the scraps that are still stuck on as a little reward for doing the chore. All right, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Please subscribe and like. All right, have a good one. Goodbye.
Tastes so sweet, then what we smell, gasoline. My soul on you, getting everything I want, I'll do the best for me. Somebody, oh, hear me now. Trying to reach the top, I'm trying to paint a cloud.